All right, traders, it is the 30th of June, 2017. My name is Jameson. We're looking at a 2,000 tick candlestick chart of these ES Mini E-mini futures here, the September contract. Why the 2,000 tick? I can't tell you, honestly, because I just look for different filters to organize information so that it's actually meaningful. And I'm looking at the 2,000 tick, and it looks like I've kind of found something. So again, we're looking at a candlestick chart. We have the volume profile over here. Volume profile is pretty balanced. Looks like there might be some rotation of the point of control lower. We do have, the nodes here aren't as mature. We're trading below the point of control, right? The point at which maximum market participants are here. We're trading below the value area low. And here's the value area high. Statistically, I believe 60% of the trading range should happen within the value area, so it's very probable that we're going to trade back into that range. We have volume, which is as seen here. Below that, we actually have delta, so this is the difference between the bid and asks. And then down here on the bottom, we are looking at the cumulative delta. And then this pink is what is a kind of cluster of trades that are present. So I've increased the filter size to the maximum that I could to tune out as much noise as possible. And the most that I could get was about 15,000 orders placed within a narrow point in time. And that left us to today. And interesting enough that this is a very bearish pullback that's here. But I think in the context of some of the information that we're looking at, I got to ask, with such an aggressive pullback, with such strong volume. I mean, look, this is the strongest amount of volume that we have in the 3 days it's available here. Largest amount of selling delta, and we can appreciate in the cumulative delta we actually have new lows. So either we're seeing some selling, or the selling was unsuccessful, and we're seeing some bullish absorption. And I asked that, or I kind of want to discuss that, as you kind of have to ask the question, if we had such a degree of selling power, if there's so much supply, why did that supply not exceed demand to the point where we had a lower low? And the only explanation I can come up with is because there are buyers there willing to absorb that supply. So this is very bearish. We have this climactic cluster of trades that are here. And I say climactic because there's nothing else that's here that meets the requirement for that filter. We can appreciate here in volume that there's a surge in supply, followed by the largest buying effort present in the 3-day effort as well. The cumulative delta is very aggressive. And again, the delta, and then the cumulative delta is very aggressive. So with all things being equal, why didn't prices break down much lower and test lows? And I would speculate that we're seeing some bullish absorption. And if we look at the structure a little closer, looks like maybe we have some distribution. Here's our markdown. Here's our selling climax, automatic reaction. Here's our secondary test. In other words, we have a lot of supply on this test, right? Tons of supply. We rally or dead cat bounce, call it what you want. We back test it. No weak hands, no supply. Prices then consolidate. We violate this level of support, right? Prices break down. That should scare a lot of traders out of this trade. Look, there's no sellers. There's no delta. Everything's nice and calm. So there's no supply. At this point in time, the market looks like it's in strong hands. And then we actually create a spring, right? Because we have an established level of support, a broadening base of support, which is violated, and then prices return above that level of support. That creates a bullish spring. Prices then rally higher. Here's our sign of strength. And we're in the process of dropping and back testing this. We're in the process of testing this resistance, right? Because at this point, this is resistance. We broke resistance. Demand was increasing to the point that it exceeded supply. We have a upward extension outside of that range. And then now we're back testing this prior level resistance, and it looks like we may be confirming it as support into the close. Again, no supply. So just an observation I wanted to share. Looks like it's been a pretty rough couple days, increase in volatility, some increased ranges, but at this point in time, it looks like there's some signs of bullish absorption. What do I conclude? I guess I would speculate at a minimum, just because we're looking at keep it in context, we're looking at a 2,000 tick chart. I would speculate that we're going to rally back into the value area here and retest highs.